Hey IACURH, my name is Emma Tisnell and I am your Regional Leadership Conference Chair for 2021. So a little fun thing is about to happen. When you watch this video, you will be asked to fill out a pre-conference form. And this video is purely to let you know what that form is, what is going on with RLC, and how you can help me prep to have the best RLC for 2021. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have a fun little presentation for all of you. So the main goal of this presentation is really to get you all familiar with what that form is going to be, and also to try and resolve any stress or shock that may come with the information that you're about to hear. But first, I want to get into something really fun, is that our RLC 2021 theme has been confirmed. So this year, the theme is going to be RL Slopes, RLC Ski School Edition. So because the Intermountain region is one of the only ones that can boast each institution having some sort of ski resort or mountain within their region, within their state, sorry, we have decided to make RLC all about our pride as an Intermountain region. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty of what conference is going to look like, what I'm asking of you, and why I'm asking this of you. So our goals are going to be the next three things I'm going to talk about. The first thing is I want to innovate conference. So we are shifting from virtual to in-person step by step. Some institutions are fully in person, some institutions are still hybrid, and some institutions are still going to be fully online. But we do want this conference experience to start moving back into that transition of what will in-person conferences look like, maybe in the next 2 years, 3 years, etc. The second goal is to gauge interest. So this by no means that we are fully going to do an in-person conference or whatever that may be. This form is strictly for me to see where are our institutions at with having potential in-person pieces, and how are delegations going to look, what kind of costs are you all looking for. This is really for me to see where are we at. We just got through 2 years of COVID, virtual learning, hybrid learning, remote learning. We are now shifting back to in-person. Where do our institutions stand on in-person conference, in-person elements, that kind of thing? So please take this as just me wanting to know where everyone is at. It is not set in stone. It is not, it is really just to gauge interest. The third thing is because I want all of us to get hyped. I want us to be excited for RLC 2021 and what that could look like. So I do not want any of you to be scared or stressed or whatever, any feelings that this may bring up. I really just want you to be excited and know that this is me trying to help our region out and make sure that I'm taking the best steps as I move forward in planning RLC. So the first part. So as a conference team in RBD, we are aware that in the next year, we will shift back to in-person conferencing. So that doesn't mean that doesn't mean RBC 2022, that does not mean RLC 2021, that does not mean RLC 2022, and etc. It's just, we know that it is going to happen. That shift is going to happen. And we just want to help facilitate that transition. And in order to do that, and in order to prepare you all, we are exploring how we can innovate, as I said earlier, innovate the virtual conference experience. To do this, we are considering organizing some small optional in-person elements into the delegate experience. Key thing, we are following CDC and institution guidelines. So everything that is bolded in this presentation is because I want you to remember. So the small optional in-person. So it is not fully in person, it is not mandatory in person, it is an optional idea that we are working towards. And we will be following CDC and institution guidelines. So if your school has regulations on traveling, masks, outdoor groupings, indoor groupings, whatever that may be, we have to follow those. And we are not expecting all of you to be at the same level with where the CDC and where the institutions are at. As I said before, some may be fully in person, some may be remote, some may have regulations and restrictions, some may not. This form is for me to know where we are at. The second thing I want to talk about is we will not be having a full in-person conference. That is like end of. We will not be having a full in-person conference. And as I mentioned before, we are very cognizant that some of our institutions are going to be prevented from participating in any of these in-person elements. So for this reason, the fact that there may be barriers, any in-person element will also have a virtual component, and it will not be required to be in person to get that fulfilling conference experience. So this is just an option that we're exploring. That does not mean that if you cannot travel, if you cannot be in person, all of a sudden you do not have a conference experience. The virtual pieces are going to be just as important, just as exciting, just as engaging and fulfilling as if you were to do them in person. The last thing I want to mention, any travel, food, and overnight lodging are not included in your conference cost through IACURH nor organized by IACURH. So our big goal right now is that the travel component and the in-person components are not requiring overnight lodging. You're not driving a distance that requires you to stay there overnight. Food is going to be one that I explore later based on if our institutions are interested, I will dive deeper into it. And then travel is also something we can talk about. We do have a travel scholarship. So if our institutions do show interest in having an in-person component, I will be exploring that. One thing I will say, and this I will say it again and again and again, it is strongly recommended that you only complete this pre-conference form after consulting your campus advisor. The reason for this is that potentially as a student, as an NCC, as a school rep, we can be very excited, we can be very outgoing and desiring of that in-person element, but some of our campuses will not allow for that. Some of our campuses may have restrictions that you're not aware of, etc. And so please talk to your advisors before doing this, because they will be able to best advise you in where your institution may stand. And also if that might be something that advisors just don't have time or money or resources to deal with right now, and they just have to stay virtual. So please talk to your advisors. I do not want to add any stress to them. And I want to make sure that the interest that I'm gauging is coming from a place of discussion and unanimity. I think that's the word. So I'm going to zoom that again. Please talk to your advisors. Do not fill out this form without talking to them. I have given enough time for you to talk to your advisor at least once about this. And you can also share this conference link with your advisor. You can share this presentation with them and have them review it if that is something they want to do. The last thing I want to mention before I get into what now. This is really exploratory. So I know there is a lot of logistics that go into this. I know there is a lot of planning that goes into being in an in-person conference experience, in the travel components, in the food components, all of that. I understand that. Please know that we will figure that out once I know where our institutions stand. Because if I don't have any interest in an in-person conference, then I don't need to worry about travel and food, and we will resume back to our virtual conference, and that is going to be completely fine. So just know, if advisors you're watching this, or students you're watching this, and you're like, this is a lot to take in, please know this is really just an exploratory form. And that I know there's a lot that goes into this, and I will be happy to answer those questions once I know where you are at. So what now? First, you watch this video. Congrats, you're nearly through it. We got like maybe 30 seconds left to go. Second, review this presentation. So this presentation, along with the pre-conference form and this video, will be in the Mountain Monday. Please refer to those whenever you need, however you need them. I'm also happy to send links in some of our Slacks and GroupMes and whatever that may be to help you have those resources. 3, talk to your advisor. I cannot stress this enough. Talk to your advisor. Talk to your advisor. I will say it 7 more times if I have to. Number 4, complete the pre-conference form. So at the end of this video, when you are in the Mountain Monday, there will be the link for that form. There will also be the link for this presentation and for this video, of course. The deadline for the form is going to be September 12th, 11:59 p.m. MST and 10:59 p.m. PST. The reason I did it September 12th is because September 11th is 9/11, and so I just want to be very respectful of that. And if anyone needs that day to rest, to process, whatever that may be. So September 12th, please. It is a Sunday, so that gives you all the time. I will now be checking the forms until the following Monday, so please take as long as you need. You also have the option to go back and edit if you want. Number 5, and this is the most important point besides talking to your advisor, get excited. Like, this is happening. We are doing RLC 2021. We have made it through 2 years of COVID. We might still be going, but here we are, we're doing RLC, and I'm so excited to be your conference chair for this year. Now I have some more exciting news. RLC conference team. So because we don't have a host institution this year, we are in the process of getting together our conference team. If that is something that sounds interesting to you and you're like, I love this planning, I love this in-person idea, I love where we're going, here are the positions that you can apply for to help me make conference a better experience for all of us. So we have the application is open now. So along with the presentation link, the video, and the pre-conference link, you will also have the link to apply to be on the Regional Leadership Conference team. So we do have 5 positions: the Engagement and Spirit Chair, Vice Chair, sorry. They are going to work mostly on that, like the hype around RLC, the hype around RLC, getting delegations together, getting NCCs together. So you will be working with the CONCT is what we call it, the CONCCTD, which is CHI. And so you will work with them in supporting the NCCs, getting spirit up, getting engagement up. The second one we have is Marketing and Communications Vice Chair, which will work with our lovely COMT, which is COMT, Sam. And so that is all about like our Instagram page, the website, just making sure that all the delegations and all the advisors feel like they know what's going on with RLC 2021. They know where they have to submit things, that kind of thing. And also getting that marketing out. Like, we want people to show up, making sure we're getting that outreach going. The third position is our Programming and Service Chair. Our Programming and Service Chair will be working with our IACURH task force. And so that is all around, like, if you love planning things and you love, like, our peak programs is going to be a part of that. If you want to do any service pieces, that is going to be your position. And so you will work with our lovely IACURH task force. Our fourth position is going to be the Finance and Registration Vice Chair. They work with our lovely ADAF, and this is all about like finance, budget management skills, that kind of thing. This is where I'm going to need you, because you are going to help me with costs and delegations and all that fun stuff. And then our last and not least, our fifth position is going to be Entertainment and Wellness Vice Chair. So we don't quite have a point person for that in the RBD yet, but I guess it's all of us. You're just there to make people have fun, and all those vibe checks that we do and all those mental health resources that we do, that is you. So if you're someone who's like, I love telling people to take care of themselves and I love helping people take care of themselves, I'm going to need you in this position. Applications do close Saturday, September 18th at 11:59 MST and 10:59 p.m. PST. So that is going to be a week after the pre-conference form closes, and it is going to be a week before we elect our IA director. So please take the time to read through. In the RLC conference team application, there is a description of all these positions again, if you would like to review that. But I am super excited to work with all of you, and please fill out that conference form, because that's going to help me see what y'all want this year. I want to make it our conference. So I really appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you for your cooperation and patience. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at ia_conf@IACURH.org. That email is also going to be in the Mountain Monday if you need it. You are also welcome to reach out to our wonderful advisors, but I will be the point person for all of this. And I'm just excited to see where we're going to go with this. So thank y'all. And yeah, go IACURH, Mountain Love, go IACURH, RLC 2021. Let's get this on the road.